Are we live? Are we live? I think we are. I think we are. This is always very weird. Woo Fern. Oh my god, Sara. Sara showed up, really? Yay, monsters. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sara. I hope you really enjoy Draw Steel Monsters. Fern, you didn't read the release candidate because you wanted to see on stream. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is very kind. D20 Play. I didn't get to watch your stream, Tom. I'm sorry. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. I did save it to watch it later, but I did see you went live, and I was like, oh my god, I have something at that time. But I did save it. I want to watch it later. So everyone, join. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys see my screen? Is everything working? I think it is. I think it is. This is always so weird. Yeah, looking good. Hear you fine. Thank you so much. Yeah, I can see that everything's working. Awesome. Okay. So let's get started. I think. Let me get my stuff over here. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Roped Goat, thank you. You see my screen. I can see your screen as well. Not really. Okay, guys. So today we're gonna see Draw Steel Monsters, right? So this is, if you're not aware, if you just clicked on this stream, if you're watching it later, we're talking about Draw Steel. This is MCDM's new TTRPG, right? It's tactical, heroic, cinematic fantasy. It's due to release next week at the time of recording. But the patrons got yesterday a release candidate for the Monsters book. So the game comes in two books, the Heroes book and the Monsters book. I did a live stream of the Heroes book almost a month ago, and now we're doing a live stream of the Monsters book. I almost didn't get a look at the PDF because I wanted to do it live. I just quickly like scrolled through the pages just to see if the PDF was all right. I didn't have any problems. But yeah, hello, Sir Tengu Monk. Nice to see you. Yeah, and so the goal here is to just go through the PDF, and just comment on a bunch of stuff. We start first with the rules for monsters, but then we're going to see the actual stat blocks, right? Which should be pretty interesting. There's also a lot of art, which I'm curious. D20 Play, yeah, very interested to see what differences you note from previous versions. Yes, let's see if I can notice any difference. I think we can start. Yeah, art is what I'm excited for. I'm also very excited for the art. This is their strong suit, I think, at MCDM. Aside from design, right, which is their main course, but art is so good. If you just a few notes before we continue, as this is a release candidate, it has some issues. As you can see, there are loads of colors and guides on the page. This is not going to be in the final product, please. This is not going to be in the final product. But there are also like layout issues that they're going to fix. There are symbols and art is missing in some places. So this isn't the final release by any stretch of the imagination, but it should be done in a week, we think. So it's mostly like debugging at this point, I think. PJ, I hope I like most of the art, not my favorite thing so far. Interesting. I really like the art. I think the layout is not my favorite thing so far. But yeah, I think we can start. I think this first page, it doesn't have a cover yet. The cover is Zoronox, the Tyract. It looks like it's basically the same scene as Flea Mortals, but from a different angle. It's really cool. But it's not here in the PDF. And this first page is Ajax's seal, right? Which is their big bad, MCDM's big evil monster, right? From the timescape. And the heroes book has Omen's seal, which is the good King Omen, which is the bastion of law, right, in their universe. So we start with the ram bestride the world. Yeah, here we have credits. We have a bunch of people working on here. I think we need to highlight Willie Abeel. It was the lead designer here in the Monsters book, while James Introcaso was the lead on the Heroes book. Willie Abeel was the lead in the Monsters book. And I think as far as everything I've seen from Willie, I think they must have done a great job, because they're really, really good at this. Yeah, I can see a fee comments about the art. Interesting. Yeah, it's really personal. Like, I had a fun time picking out the stuff I remember from their 5e products. Yes, there's a lot of stuff from the 5e products, and some things feel too modern, Napoleonic, but to each their own. Yeah, I agree. Tic Tac Tech Attack. Heyo. Looking forward to watching, to looking at this as well. Yeah, and we have this letter from Willie Abeel, the senior game designer and mother of monsters. I think I'm gonna do this in a single page view, and enable scrolling, because I think we can see it bigger. Yeah, I think this will be better for small screens. Yeah, Willie Abeel is the mother of monsters. Yeah, and they go through a little story. I haven't read this. Then I imagine you're looking for some raw steel monsters. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, interesting. For starters, we've got some ghastly war dogs, patchwork soldiers. Yeah, so cool. Wouldn't be possible without so many people. Yeah, designers, testers who doomed hundreds of heroes. Most importantly, wouldn't be possible if we didn't have someone to make it for. Yeah, good luck and have fun. Yeah, this is really, really interesting. Yeah, already a fan of the table of contents. Almost useless. True. The 5e monster manual is almost useless. Yeah, Tengu Monk, love MCDM design, aesthetic design. Yeah. So table of contents. Yeah, we do get the monsters, right? And the interesting part here is that monsters usually come in bands. So unlike 5e, where you have like, you used to have, now you have different monsters, right? Different versions of the same monster, where you used to have just a goblin, right? You used to have just a kobold, and then you had some variations, but here most of them come in groups, right? You don't have a single devil. You do have multiple devils. Even stuff like hag, you have multiple hags. You usually have more than one, kobolds and humans and everything. And I like this decision. D&D 2024 got rid of humanoid stat blocks, right? So we don't have orcs anymore. Yeah, we don't have orcs anymore, but we never had humans. We never had elves or dwarves or anything like that. Because I think yeah, transforming like a whole species into a single stat block is weird. Like, you have the tough stat block, which is supposed to stand for like any tough humanoid. But at the same time, we're living in a fantasy world where different species have very, very different powers. So I find it a little lacking in flavor to just remove every humanoid. And here, I like their decision. You just have most ancestries, I think, you do just have humans, like they're humans, and they have stat blocks and they have special features. Orcs are here, Raiden Whites, and goblins, and gnolls, and giants, and dwarves. You have a page for dwarves, for draconians, for devils. You do have all those ancestries, right? Yeah, roped goat. Ajax is the first entry. I love this so much because it does set the tone. I also like this. I like their definition of monster as a creature imposing its will through violence. Yet anyone can be a monster. Yeah, we're gonna get to that. I think I really do admire the philosophy behind some of the stuff that's here. Like, this is a game about fighting monsters, and I feel like more indie games maybe. I really like Quinn's Quest. Right, I really like Quentin Smith and the style of game he enjoys. Right, he's not a big fan of like games where you just mostly fight. Right, so this isn't a game like that. This is very much in the D&D genre where you're mostly fighting. Right, not maybe mostly, but like it's a big part of the game. Right, most of your abilities have to do with fighting. And I think it's really important to have a mature conversation about what is a monster, right? Why can you have human stat blocks here, right? Like, what's the philosophy of this? Yeah, and we even get at the end dynamic terrain objects and retainers. We're gonna talk about those. And I mean, would you look at this? This is Ajax. I love this art. It's so good. Like the like theoretically, like these might be like weapons of fallen heroes. You do see. I think this is the axe of the Fury, maybe, and this is the staff of the Elementalist. I think. I'm pretty sure. I forget her name. The High Elf Elementalist. That's in the Void Elementalist. That's in the party, right? And this is Ajax, just hot damn, right? For a hot damn, yeah. With the jade hand here in his right hand, with the wings and everything, with the golden plate. I really enjoy this. I like that this is a very heroic figure, right? This is usually how you would see a hero, but this is the big villain of the setting, right? It's a blonde haired, like masculine white man, right? This is like with the halo around his head and the like golden wings of the golden armor. It looks like a paladin coming to save you, right? If you I have to go on for a minute. If you look at the image here, doesn't it look like an angel coming to save you? And then you look down and you see the destruction. I love this so much. I talked about this on the Tic Tac Tactics Embers. That's the Void Elementalist. I remember talking about this on the last live stream, that Ajax is a very like Alexander the Great figure, right? I think Matt talks about this. He wants to conquer the world, and he thinks the world will be better for this. And I think a lot of people, especially like in the West, if we can use this term, like have a positive view of Alexander the Great. But like, if Alexander the Great came to your town, would you think he's the hero? I really like how this works. So yeah, monster basics. We start with the very basics. Stinking Chad meme face. Mr. Fizzer, welcome to the stream. Yeah, the purpose of monsters. I think this is the interesting part that I think Fern was talking about. Like in Drosteel, heroes face monsters. Each goblin, human, or zombie the characters encounter has the potential to become a monster who must be overcome. It provides you with the director with tools to use in these moments, as well as opportunities to explore who these creatures are before and after they and the heroes come to blows. Like, every goblin has a story, right? The relationship between hero and monster is a contextual one. Before and after the conflict, a monster is another character in the story. Their status does not rely on whether a creature who regularly acts as a hero is nearby. Right? Therefore, a monster stat blocks represents a moment in time, an imperfect translation of a creature, while they act as an enemy in opposition to one or more heroes. Right? This is, I think this is just great. This is sorry for the word, but just fucking great. I mean, true, I have never fully read the monster manual from D&D. I don't remember, but I don't remember seeing anything like this. Like, the relationship between hero and monster is contextual, right? So this already gives you that vision. This already kind of breaks down that vision that, like, you can't have a stat block for kinds of humans and kinds of elves and kinds of stuff, right? Because a human can be a monster, right? An elf can be a monster. It depends on context. And like, if you go even deeper, like, we're not even sure that the heroes are the good guys. Not all the time, not always, right? They're like armed to the teeth and they destroy anything in their path, right? Using violence as the answer is not the noblest thing. But when push comes to shove, right, you're trying to save the world. So the relationship is contextual, right? So I think this is really interesting. A creature becomes a monster when their malice meets opposition. Yeah, when monsters become villains. If a creature is always a monster, then they are a villain, right? If it doesn't depend on context, they are a villain. Right. There are universal moral reasons for heroes and monsters to come to blows with one another, such as hurting people is wrong. That doesn't belong to you, but only a villain can take something important from a hero, stand for everything they oppose, or act as a corrupted reflection of them in a way that leaves the world worse. Come on, guys. Come on. This is insane. And I think this is also really important. I know I'm taking a long time just reading through this text, but I think this is like really important and really interesting. Everyone loves zombies, and I think this is really interesting. For certain groups of players, imagining monsters beyond their game definition isn't fun, right? For others, building a morally ambiguous story around facing off against foes very much like their characters requires too much effort to be satisfying, right? I remember this happening. I remember this happening in one of my first sessions as a D&D DM, right? I had never thought about this way. But the heroes were facing off against kobolds, and they were like comically bad, right? They were speaking of eating the heroes' flesh and everything. And then it was a small like kobold warren, and then one of the heroes opened a door, and I described like the nursery, like the baby kobolds, and instantly I got a face for my players, and I realized what had happened, right? I made the kobolds a little too human, like, you understand. Like, oh, now we have to think about the fact that we're murdering parents, right? They, of course, we're not going to murder the baby kobolds, but yeah, like, facing off against foes very much like their characters requires too much effort to be satisfying. So you might want to use undead, demons, war dogs, which are monsters that can be fought with impunity. You don't need to like characterize undead monsters or demons or war dogs as like, oh no, but this human is bad, really bad. You can just have them and they're like evil incarnations of evil, right? So I like that this gets a mention. Yes, tic tac tech attack. it's really hard to say your name. That section really paves the way for thinking of all characters, heroes and beyond complexly. I really like this. Is one of my favorite things about Draw Steel. Like, it is a game like D&D where you're mostly fighting monsters, but you're not thinking about them like in a cartoonish, like childish way. Like, if we're gonna fight monsters, we as humans love to see like what's behind these monsters. Why are they monsters? Are they really monsters? Are they like beyond saving? And it really gives you like tools to, if you don't want to have this conversation, use these creatures, because no one's afraid of killing undead, right? a monster in the moment, a person over a lifetime. Except demons, screw those guys. Yes, demons are the worst. Yeah, and then we go to monster basics. We have some keywords, and this is like monster types. You have abyssal creatures, cursed creatures, right? Such as Medusas and werewolves. Animals, right? Just bears, wolves, just really. And beast is like animal level sapiens, but have supernatural abilities like basilisks and chimeras. I like that there's this distinction between animal and beast. Constructs, right? Veylock and other manufactured creatures. Dragons, of course. Elementals, fae, giants. Horrors, this is like overminds and voiceless talkers who appear unnatural on most worlds. Everything about them is alien, and most have potent psionic abilities. This would be aberrations, I think, but I like the word horror for this. Humanoids, of course, infernals, oozes, plants, swarms, and of course, undead. Then we have encounter value, right? EV, which is the difficulty, which is like the CR of the creature. Not really, but you can think of it like this. Then we talk about creature free strikes, how they work, stat block, self-reference, and this is general rules. I don't think I'm gonna hang on to them too much, like traits, malice, but right. Villain actions, we know this from Flea Mortals, but we do get to creature organization, which is something that Flea Mortals had, which is something D&D 4th edition had, and these are like, yeah, I think 4th edition had this. I think Flea Mortals had this as well, because this is different than the creature roll. This might be new. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. My stuff's getting mixed up in my mind. But basically, minion creatures come in like packs of 8 usually. Horde creatures like 2 to 4. Horde creatures 2 to 4. Then platoons. They're like a single platoon creature is a decent threat to a hero of the same level. Then elite, which is worth more than a single hero. Leaders, which usually come with like minions themselves, like they fight alongside other creatures. And then solos, which are usually good to fight a whole group of heroes by themselves. So yeah, and then creature roles. So besides the organization, which is in how many they usually fight, creatures have roles. So you get ambushers, artillery, brutes, controllers, defenders, harriers, hexers, mounts, and support. Right. So this is really trying to get away from that classic like D&D 5th edition. I'm mentioning 5th edition a lot because this is what's really fresh on my mind. That situation in 5th edition where like many monsters are just sacks of hit points, or even worse, once you start getting really good at like, okay, so this monster has this ability, this monster has that ability, but you don't realize that putting them together just doesn't work well, right? So you have enough knowledge about the monsters that you know which ones aren't sacks of hit points, but you don't yet know how they would mesh together. And this is just a godsend. I don't know what every other fighting monster RPG doesn't have this, because it really helps you like structure a combat. Like, oh, I need some people in the back, I need some people in the front, right? I need someone to hold the heroes off. I need someone to absorb some damage. I need someone to attack fast and roll and run away, right? Uh, uh, Come on, I love this. And there are creatures who defend, creatures who grab, creatures who summon, which are like special abilities that creatures special actions that creatures can take. And then harmless creatures, this would be a non-combatant, right? So just 8 stamina, 5 speed, that's it. That's it. Malice, which is the director's heroic resource. Oh yeah, Mr. Fizzer is confirming here. Organization is new to Draw Steel. Yeah, it didn't exist in Flea Mortals. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is what I started thinking after I started talking. So Malice is the director's heroic resource, right? They accumulate it at every round, and they can use it to and they can spend it to use some very, very cool abilities, right? So every type of monster has a different group of a different set of Malice abilities, but every single monster can use these basic Malice abilities. If you spend 3 Malice, you can increase a potency, and if you spend 5 Malice, you can increase damage. So it's basically surges, but for monsters, right? And this, I think, is from Strongholds and Followers, Kingdoms and Warfare. I remember this. I ran this adventure. There's some instructions in using minions. I'm not going to go through all of this, but yeah, I like the diagrams. Really like these diagrams. It really helps you understand what's happening, and like track, and it gives you tips like how to prep minion stamina pools. I love that the game is honest about being a game. So it tells you, like, it gives you tips on how to manage the numbers, right? How to use squad actions for minions. So everything has its place. Squad captains, and then we have stat block icons. This is new in this version. We didn't have this in the old PDFs without the layout. We get like melee abilities, ranged abilities, right? A cube, aura, special distance, triggered actions, Malice features, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, D20 polite Tom. Yeah, the highlighted first letter looks better now because it gets some space. Where is it? Is it up here? Yeah. I'm not sure. I do agree that it looks better, but now to me it looks like it's too far. I don't know. I'm not a layout person. Yeah, a Malice from Draw Steel and Fear from Daggerheart has some cool symmetry. I could see a hack of these two in the future. Yeah. This is yeah, I've been playing some Daggerheart as well. I'm actually playing it this Sunday, and I really like Daggerheart. I do have some strong opinions about it, but I'm not gonna get into them. But yeah, I mostly like this system. Then we get to encounter building. Yeah, let's get quickly through this. We get through encounter building. It's not a science. I like this. I like that they say this because it's not perfect, right? Your players might be better at the game. Your players might be new to the game, and all of this is going to affect how your encounter building works. But they do give you a lot of information, right? So you choose your encounter difficulty. Then you're going to determine, right, the encounter strength. I think this terminology is new. I'm not sure encounter strength was a term, but you just come here, you go through the number of heroes, right? So my party usually has 3 heroes and they're level 1, so 18. That's the encounter strength. However, you do add a hero for every 2 victories the heroes have. So if they have 2 victories, we're talking about 4 heroes, and 4 victories, we're talking about 5 heroes, that kind of stuff, right? So really simple. You just get the table and you work it out, right? I do like this system. It just gives you the whole table, and you look how many heroes, what level. That's it. This would be the encounter strength, and then you determine the actual budget, right? So trivial encounters are anything equal, lower than the encounter strength of your party minus 1 hero, right? So my party usually has 3 people. Anything which would work for 2 heroes or fewer is a trivial encounter. Then you get easy encounters, standard encounters, right? Which is between the encounter strength and the encounter strength plus 1 hero, right? Hard encounters up to 3 extra heroes, and then extreme encounters are anything harder than that. Hello, friends, Matthias. Yeah, I've seen the spacing change between PDF readers. Yeah, it's hard to tell what the average experience is. Yeah, Tic Tac. Yeah, I don't like they try to be that they don't try to be in-world lore books. Some of that vein might be good in other situations, but the core books IMO are instructions and rules first and foremost. Yeah, yeah. How many fights before a respite? There's an, of course, this is not a hard and fast rule, but heroes can generally handle from 4 to 6 victories worth of combat before having to rest. Encounters should have narrative importance. Uh, yes, thank you so much. Yeah, draw steal isn't a game of attrition, so I don't think you would usually like give the heroes just like random encounters or encounters for the sake of it, just to like hold the narrative a bit. This is a game where the heroes should feel heroic, so they shouldn't be just fighting like endless mooks just for the sake of it. To me, at least, this would mean a draw steal campaign would be a little shorter than a D&D campaign, right? Because a lot of D&D is putting obstacles in the way of the heroes, just to make your bosses' fights manageable, right? because once you cross level 8 or something, right? If you have a wizard in the party and you let them go to the boss encounter with full spell slots, you're screwed, right? So you need to put some attrition in there, but this isn't a game like that. And then you, of course, spend your encounter budget, consider creature level. So creatures have EV and level. So level is just their like overall difficulty, and EV is like the specifics inside that level, right? So D&D doesn't have something like this, and I think this can be kind of confusing the first time you look at it, but I think it makes sense, because like you can have minions of first level and solo monsters of first level, right? A solo monster of first level is good for 5 heroes of first level, right? And then the individual EVs and counter values of the monsters tell you, oh, this is worth many heroes. These are worth like half a hero, right? Yeah, minions groups of 4, dynamic terrains, and then you build initiative groups, and then we get to quick encounter building. Honestly, I thought this should be the first thing you see, not the second. You shouldn't get the advanced encounter building first, but this is my personal opinion. You're allowed to disagree, but I think this is so much easier, right? And you just like you look at you just what level are the heroes, how many heroes, right? That's it. How many victories? For every 2 victories you add a character. Awesome. And then your encounter has a number of hero slots equal to the number of heroes you calculated, and then 8 minions of oh, sorry, I don't know what I clicked. I do not know what I clicked. Can I get rid of this? Can I get rid of this? Did I break something? I don't know. I'm gonna hide this. So I don't know what I did. What did I do? Now I can't click the thing. Now I can't. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Technical problems, people. I think I have to close. I don't know what I did. I think I'm gonna have to close the PDF. Can we close the PDF? Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go to. I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. This is bad. I know. This is bad. Okay, we're back. Let me share this again. We're back, I think. Is this? Yes. Are you guys? I don't know what you guys are seeing. Oh no. This is so stupid. I'm sorry. One more second. Oh god. Technical difficulties. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm very new at this. I'm sweating bullets right now. Sorry, I don't know what I clicked. Honestly, not sure what I clicked. But I do have the PDF back. Okay. I'll get to it. Single page. Okay, page display, enable scrolling, go back. Can we get OBS again? Why is that happening? I don't know. I'm gonna sorry guys. I can see people alt-esque might kill the box. Really? Might kill the box alt-esque? Does it kill the box? Because I can't see the box anymore. It's just on shit. This is the stupidest thing. The box is back. Box, yes. Should I? How can I? I'm gonna try and add another screen capture. Okay. No. No. Window cap. Yes. Okay, folks, we're back. Where's my face? Now, where's my face? Please, where's my face? I'm here. Okay. Is everyone there? Did I lose too many viewers? I'm sorry. I think we're back. Yeah. I can remember if that's a window command or a shortcut. I don't know. I don't know, Roped Goat. I'm sorry, but I think we're back. We're saved. Sorry for the box. I'll know how to fix this next time. I do have to like kill the source in OBS. I don't know. Let's go back. We spent too much time on this. Yeah. Minions comes in groups of 4, number of creatures, initiative groups. Yes, and then quick encounter building. And yeah, you just buy encounters to fill hero slots. You buy creatures to fill hero slots. So 8 minions fill 1 hero slot. 2 horde creatures fill 1 hero slot. Platoon 1 for 1. Leader or elites fill 2 hero slots, and solo fills 6 hero slots. Right? Isn't that easier? Much easier. I like this better. I think they should come first, and then you give the difficult version, right? And then it gives you tips for how to use the roles and organizations. Oh my god, this is so good. This is so good. They tell you how they work, how you can use them on their turn in combat. An artillery creature typically tries to move away from nearby foes, putting brute defenders and other allies between themselves. Oh, yeah, this is way too good. This is way too good. Instant solo creatures. Choosing a map. It gives you advice on how to choose a map. It also talks about encounter objectives, right? It's as if this game knows it's about monsters and it's trying to actually help you run the game, right? So you have diminished numbers, which is the classic, right? It also gives you like success conditions, failure conditions, map advice, difficulty modifiers, right? Defeat a specific foe, right? If the creature or creatures who need to be taken down make up 1/3 or less of the EV, then the encounter difficulty decreases by 1 level, right? So there's get the thing, destroy the thing, save another, right? You do get some art here. Escort, hold them off, assault defenses, stop the action, right? Ideal map for this encounter depends on the action, but it shouldn't be easy for them to reach the places they need to go to complete that objective. Complete the action, and then running encounters, right? Keep creatures moving, remember their default maneuvers, spread damage around, modify stamina as you see fit, use reinforcements, play nice even if you don't play fair, choose your ending, allow heroes to flee. This is just a very, very solid advice that should be in any book about fighting monsters, right? It gives you some tips about reskinning monsters, adjusting monster levels. So it gives you some modifiers that you can plug into some equations to determine encounter value and stamina, and then damage and power roll tiers, right? Characteristics and abilities. It does give you some awesome like equations to build the monsters. How would you publish a monster book without the math for building more monsters? right? Right? A whole list of objectives. I wish the quick version came with a little table. Yeah, it would help. Mix and match for minions and horde creatures. It's literally just a number. I struggle to see how EV's more complicated. Yeah, I don't think it's more complicated. I don't think it's more complicated, but I do think it takes a little longer to do the math for the full like calculation. While the quick encounter building is so easy, so fast, right? You just look, oh, this is a minion, I need 4, done. Or I need 8, done, right? This is a whole encounter building primer. Yeah, I love it. I love it as well. Like, this should be everywhere. This should be everywhere. This is the cover for Free Mortals, right? And then we get to the monsters. Let's talk about the monsters. This is another picture of Ajax. He's looking more heroic, right? He doesn't have fallen heroes at his feet. He has his army. Look at this. The Jade Hand. Yeah. This is I think this is Grace Jung's art, because just knocking out of the park. And you start with Ajax the Invincible. And look, I know, it's a little, I don't know, call it Ajax the Invincible. Yeah, it's very like a comic book, very pulpy. But I like that the main villain is called the Invincible, because in theory, the first thing you're gonna do with this guy is win. Right, so the so-called Invincible, I think someone says this in some place, but as always, we do get some flavor text from Matt, which is really good. And then you always, for any group, you do get some information, right, by might and merit. He's from Capital's military academy, launched a campaign across his homeland of Phaedros, which is Greece, right? Which is their Greece. Side Mortem, they're the nefarious wizard. Treasures abound. It has a lot of like artifacts. Iron Saint. While some of these forces may refer to Ajax as the Iron Saint, the version of him presented here hasn't taken up that title yet. Interesting. Ajax the Invincible will continue to amass followers, treasures, and titles until he can ascend to his rightful status as a saint. It's up to the heroes to make sure this will never come to pass. Yeah, I remember them talking about like possible like 11 or 12th level monsters, right? Which would necessitate like even higher level heroes with more artifacts or more titles or more heroes to defeat. And it would be interesting like to see like the stat block of Ajax as a saint, right? And then you can transform Ajax into a leader. You do get, and I love that Ajax is a tactician. They choose their subclass at the start of each round. You do get a bunch of malice abilities. And one of those malice features is called Draw Steel. I love this so fucking much. I don't know why. It's the blade of the Ghoul King. So I think canonically the steel from Draw Steel is the blade of the Ghoul King, right? I was like, oh, I should close the stream and come back when he's good to go, but I didn't want to abandon you in your time of crisis. Thank you so much. This means a lot. It's also cool to show the baddest guy right away. Yeah, this looks like a WoW raid boss. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking metal. And yeah, we do get the stat block. I will not rehash all of my arguments from the last stream, but I do think the layout is a little too busy, right? I think they're gonna edit this stat block so it's not too cramped. But I do think it's a little too busy with the power rolls and everything. It does get a lot of iconography, right? I don't know. I'm torn on the layout specifically for the layout of the abilities, right? I do think it lacks a bit of color. to help guide the eye. Yeah, even though I'm not a color person, I am colorblind, not like fully colorblind, but I do have some degree of colorblindness. But going back to Ajax, I think the coolest thing about Ajax is that Ajax kind of knows the classes of the game, right? I like this, like, who's hesitating? This is a triggered action. Trigger, a creature uses hesitation as weakness. Ajax shifts up to his speed and can make a free strike. If the target has reason less than 4, this free strike also makes them weakened until the end of their next turn. So, like, if you've played any draw steal, you've seen shadows using hesitation as weakness. And I love that the name of this ability is like what the director would say, because this usually happens. Like, the shadow player goes like, the director's like looking at who's gonna go next, and the shadow player's like, hesitation's weakness, I'm gonna go right now. And then the director's like, who's hesitating? I can imagine like my shadow player just like, what yeah. Again, other stuff like, your obsession with me betrays you. Ajax causes a creature to gain ferocity or wrath, right? And he has like other interesting abilities, but I just love this stuff. I just love this stuff. I think the monster design is just top notch. It's top notch. An enemy within distance uses an ability to reduce damage, right? So I'm not done yet. Ajax only dies when his stamina reaches minus 350, which would mean he's like a hero. He doesn't die when he reaches 0, like most monsters. He is bleeding. He can choose any 2 options from his tactical stance. The director gains 2 additional malice. Goddamn. Is this what they taught you? A creature within distance marks Ajax, because Ajax is a tactician. And if the tactician marks Ajax, it's like, is this what they taught you? Because this is so good. This is so good. Then we go to Angulotls. Yeah, let's move on, because otherwise I'm gonna be here forever. Then we have Angulotls, which are the frogs. I think they're like grungs from D&D. I like the quotes from Pinna. They like humans. Adults tend to freak them out a little. I don't think they realize tall humans are the same species as tiny humans. It's so cute. This is so cute. But they are very dangerous. This art I think is from Flea Mortals. And then we start seeing some color here. The roles, right? So Ambusher is always yellow, Harrier is always pink, Artillery is always purple, Brute's always blue, right? But you do not get the color all the way through. You just get it on the title, and then on the most important like row of information, right? I fought Ajax without reading the stat block, and I was floored when my hesitation as weakness was interrupted. Yes. Can Ajax take more than 1,000 damage? Those are some JRPG numbers. Yes. Agreed. Yeah. We do get the Angulotls. These are like low level monsters. They're small. They're all small. They're not tiny, but they are small. They are toxiferous, right? And you do get like Angulotl tactics, and you do get some sample encounters. Mother of God, some sample encounters in a monsters book. Thank you so much. Wouldn't this be nice, right? Wouldn't this be nice? And you do get like some small titles like Clawfish Ranchers, 12 Clawfish, Polywogs, Homeguard Scouts. You do get, and this is a controller, right? Angulotl Wave. And then you get their leader, the Daybringer. Look at this art. I love this art so much, like a golden frog. This is so inspiring. Yeah. Then you get animals, right? You do get animals get traits. You can add traits, like you can spend up to 4 points. Each point you spend after 4 increases their EV by 2, right? So you can add burrowing, climbing, flight. So you wouldn't be able to like give every animal a stat block, but you do get like lots of options, right? And then offensive traits: charger, frenzy, web, hunter, multi-limb. Supernatural traits: elemental, gelatinous, hypnosis, yeah. And then a default stat block, right? A swarm, a harrier, big animal A, big animal B, which are mounts, and then example animals, right? Their EV, everything: piranha school, woe toad, titan beetle, everything predator A, right? You would get a predator A stat block, and then add flight, plated, multi-limb. So these are super interesting. And then you get a cat eating a gnome. Yeah, this is very dope. Ajax is the new name of their I forget that animal that burrows, that creature from D&D that burrows and eats everyone and spits acid. I don't know why they changed the name. I think it had something to do with like the organization of the book, but I don't think it wasn't. I don't think it was like a trademark or anything, like intellectual property. But yeah, this is the monster, and it's a good solo creature for a level 1 party, right? It's even in the Delian Tomb adventure. Ashen Hoarder. This is from Flea Mortals, right? This is a bone collector. Love this type of creature. It's a brute, level 1 brute, but it's a very meaty stat block, right? It's an elite. It's an undead construct. Then basilisks. Restore how to create a restorative salve for basilisks. Yeah, you do get your standard basilisks. You do get like a level 1 default, and then a tongue snapper, which is a hexer. Red Battle, one of my favorite creatures from Flea Mortals. They chop your head off and then use your head in place of their head, but you're still alive. You need to get your head back. It's so fucking good. I think this was Carlos Cisco. James always talks about this. I think it was Carlos Cisco. Level 3 solo. Bugbears, of course. These are their bugbears. Bogothic magic. Yeah, it's really cool. These are level 2. You just get 4 set blocks for bugbears. No, you do get more. You do get a bunch more. Oh, but you do get some stronger ones for level 8. Wow. Level 8 bugbear. Wow. Goddamn. Okay. Chimera. It's a solo creature, I think. Yeah, level 3 solo. The art also from Flea Mortals. And then the demons. Demons are this type of creature which you get for every echelon of play. So from first to 10th level, and you do get this nice table telling you what level each creature is from, the organization, the role, and the EV. So you can just go through them and you can have a whole campaign just using demons, for instance, right? And you're gonna have demons for every single echelon. I think only demons for a whole campaign is a bit much, but you do get a lot of options. Yeah, the pitling, you do get. I like their soul sight. Any creature within 2 squares can't be hidden, right? They can see your soul, and I think they have like malice abilities. Soul burn, of your choice transforms into a demon minion of your choice transforms into a non-minion demon of the same level. This is super interesting because I remember from Flea Mortals that demons could eat souls of other creatures and then transform, right? So it's, yeah, I really like this. I really like this. The art also amazing. I think this is Nick Despain, if I Future Ghost, I think. Leith, while Torless is winded, they gain edge on strikes. Yeah, I remember this. I did run Night Below in 5e, and I switched all of the Mind Flayers for demons, right? Because I had just run a Mind Flayer campaign. And MCDM demons rock. They rock. They are scary as hell. Scary as hell. Second echelon demons, you do get some new stuff here. Bale Eye, Fangling, Fictin. We don't get a lot of art for these though. Lumbering Egress. Look at this. Look at this. They're too good. They're too good. Yeah, again, just looking at the pages, I feel like they're a bit too busy. Not sure. We're gonna have to wait and see. If anything changes, if the spacing changes a little bit, it might help a lot. Hive Queen. Oh, Soulcracker Hive Queen. This is new art. This is insane. This is scary. This is very scary. A level 9 leader. This is scary. Cannibal Queen. Hive Soul Sight. Kicking the Nest. Bomber Wasp Warfare. And then 4th echelon. This is level 10. Opticus Tyboraki. Wow. Wow. Just wow. And Armvas. Yes, this was the boss of my Night Below campaign. More. Yeah. Time is money. Armvas warps time. Each target can teleport up to their speed. Hostile acquisition, no matter the cost. Summons treasure from his vaults, then causes them to explode. And then devils, right? These are your regular devils. They're like bureaucratic. They come from hell. This is much more a standard D&D creature. Yeah, you do get like Devil Magistrate, and then yeah, of course, Devil High Judge. Great art, also from Flea Mortals, right? Heed my decree. Oh, and this art is actually like I have to highlight this because if I'm not mistaken, this type of art that we're gonna see a few times still is from a Brazilian artist. I forgot his name. We could look it up later. But yeah, if anyone remembers, please post it in chat. Because I love this. I love his style of art. Yeah, 4th echelon fights are so much. And these are the Draconians. And this artist is also Brazilian. So yeah, so, come on, make way for Brazilian artists. But yeah, I like the Draconians. I like their design. I love their design. They do have breath weapons. Scale Shatter Burst. Scales Shatter. Yeah, it's so fucking cool. So fucking cool. That's our opening. The director gains 1 malice whenever this creature imposes a condition on an enemy. Interesting. And all of the Draconians have actual names. Like, I can't pronounce this. The Uncanny. And then the Morning Star, right? They do have like individual names. They're not like just default stat blocks. They would, in theory, be actual creatures. Look at this. Just look at this art. Look at this art. Come on, guys. Come on. Then dragons do get some nice flavor here. And yeah, this is Jesus Christ. I love the dragons. I love the dragons. Thorn dragon, yeah, unlike in 5th edition, they're not just one element. They do have like a mixture of elements, right? They do get like different abilities. And a thorn dragon, yeah, level 2 solo. So this is like low level stuff. This is low level stuff. Gloom dragon, again, the art is just overpowering. Overpowering. This is a level 4. Crucible dragon, this is a level 6, I think. Yeah, level 6. Omen dragon. Oh, so fun. So fun. And I think I remember the Crucible dragon. Like, Crucible dragons are born from metallic elementals touched by the toxic combination of fiery rage and ice-cold grief, often the result of failure in the pursuit of perfection. Each dragon is a dark forge of abandoned creativity melted down in fires of spite, jealousy, and hate. Come on. Come on. Come on. Do worse. Do worse, guys. Do worse. Omen dragon. And then, of course, a meteor dragon, which is a level 10, right? And I remember seeing this back then. This is the range of their void breath. This is the range of their void breath. Infinity by 5 line. Come on. Come on. No crayon dragons here. No crayon dragons here. Are all rainbow dragons evil and all metal dragons good? Yeah. Oh, yeah. The rainbow ones are bad and the metal ones are good and the crystal ones are fine. Yeah, the dragons are so cool. The dragons are so cool. I actually did a reel, not a reel, like a YouTube short for Dragon Week where I went through like all of the dragons. This blows my fucking mind. Event Horizon, a black hole manifests as a 1 cube within 20 squares of the dragon in an unoccupied space. And then the Void Breath, 25 damage, I less than 6, the target is annihilated. An annihilated target must make the test again, decreasing the potency for themselves by 2 each time they are annihilated. A creature reduced to 0 stamina by this dies, and their soul is destroyed. Jesus Christ. Dwarves. Nice art for the dwarves. Look. I like their dwarves, but I miss the beards. Okay? I do miss the beards, but it's fine. It's fine. I'll survive. Dwarves in my world have beards. Okay? Yeah. Strengths that belies their size. Yeah. Servitor Warwalkers. The Warwalkers, a common sight in both dwarven armies and dwarven cities. Interesting. Stone Whisperers. Yeah. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah. Everybody, if you like the dragons, go to D20 Play's channel on YouTube. They're in chat right here. I think Tom, if I'm not mistaken, Tom is the guy behind D20 Play. They ran an encounter against a meteor dragon. So cool. Yeah, I wish they had more crystal beards. I know. I also think like dwarves without the beards. I don't know. It's such an integral part of their image for me. I don't know. The shields, but yeah, the visual design is just incredible. Marauder Lord. Yeah, that's their leader with the crystals growing out of their face. It's really cool. Ajax will pay for these specimens. Uses levitating axes against each target, making 1 power roll against all targets. And the Servitor Warwalker. Oh, this is the Warwalker, the construct. Okay, it's a mount. Interesting. Elementals. Yeah, elementals are pretty standard. It is in changing that we find purpose. Aesthesia. Yeah. These are also like Flea Mortal adjacent. I remember this art. I remember Aesthesia. I ran her as well. This art for the High Elves is incredible. I need more synonyms for incredible. Yeah. Yeah, like lore master, glamorous, elemental summoners. You do get like some interesting information like otherworldly grace. The quiver can choose one effect on them that can be ended by a saving throw, right? They change the duration of the effect to instead end at the end of their turn. Interesting. This is the glamour, right? The grace. And they're, yeah, look at this. Look at this. Pretty human, right? This one's pretty human. Yeah. Mostly low level. Sample encounters, of course. Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome. High Elf Ordinator. Awesome. And the sun forsook her. Fuck. And the sun forsook her children. And then you do get a ceramic horse if you want a ceramic horse. Shadow elves, right? Love these. Love these. Home is where the hurt is. Yeah, an equinox's shadow. Yeah, they do have, they're lit by this invisible sun. They're always half in shadow. Yeah. Love the art. They look very futuristic in their uniform. They do have this interesting, like, very tech uniform. Right? Really interesting. I'd like to know like where this like kind of techie armor comes from, right? Of the Umbra. Ignores concealment created by darkness. Makes sense. Yeah, all three subtypes of elves are glorious. They gave me life. Yes. That one looks like Vex. I wish we had a stat block for Aesthesia. Don't we? The Shadow Elf art. Oh, yeah. So good. And the Brush Stalker. Yeah, it was. I ran one of these in my last campaign. Then you get Woad Elves, which are the heart of the Woad. And you get more like guerrilla warfare, like ambushers and harriers, right? You do get a different, and I love this art. I do love this art. Interestingly, I do like that we have like standard high elves, right? The default. And then you get these weird elves that you can still see like a relationship. I wish we had like more standard dwarves and then more weird dwarves, right? With the crystals growing out of their faces. I wish we had like 2 types of dwarves as we do have 3 types of elves, right? Love this armor, yeah. Fairness is a human concept. How can these guys do it? I love the names. Is it now or is it then? Yeah, alluding to the fact that woads are like constantly in this temporal shift. Each target is invisible until the start of the next round. The war leader then uses woad blade. Like they transport into the future. They translate into the future. Yeah, the faction introduction art is tremendous. Yeah. They aren't just the boring dark elves, they're sci-fi elves. Yeah. Interesting. Druid of Axe. I kind of wish that the high elves were a little bit weirder. Yeah, interesting. And I thought they were just right. Interesting. And D20 play got to go. Thank you so much, Tom, for sticking around. Woad elves are so good, mysterious, and such an improvement over the generic. Yes. And then you get the Woden leg. Woden Elg, sorry, which is an elk. Then we go back. Fossil Cryptic. I think we're moving fast enough. Yeah, maybe 20 more minutes. I thought it would be a little shorter, but this art is just too good. Fossil Cryptic, yeah, it's a construct, I think. No, Elemental, interesting. It's a solo. You do get giants. You do get some nasty giants. These are mostly like level what? Level 8, level 9. Yeah, they're high level. Also, I think the art is also from Flea Mortals mostly. I'm not sure. Yeah, I remember this from Flea Mortals if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Begone, small folk. Crush underfoot. Yeah. Yeah. Lovely. Just lovely. I ran this one in 5e. Marble Stone Giant. Fire Giant Chief. Gnolls. Yeah, we do get we're getting a Gnoll adventure, right? From MCDM. And these are all level 2. Death Circle. Whenever a non-minion ally within 7 squares of the wildling is reduced to 0 stamina, the wildling can move up to their speed. And they do get some cackling, I think. Yeah, cackle tongue maneuver. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, also Flea Mortals art. And then you do get the Tusker Demon, which you did get back in Flea Mortals as well. Goblins, yeah, you do get some goblins. You need some goblins. These are level 1. Yeah, very, very cool. They're all crafty and they can slip away. Doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. Yeah. Yeah, really good. Really good. Let me do full screen now because I think scrolling single page view. Let me zoom out. Yeah. I think we're mostly seeing the art. So, yeah, I think this is better for the art. A lot of the art in this book is reused. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, interesting, right? We do get a lot of new art for the Heroes book, but the Monsters book we mostly got, I think we mostly got like reused art. Tango Monk, I would love the ability to play a Hobgoblin. I think someone made a like a homebrew version of it in the Discord. So yeah, you should check it out. Griffins. You do get 2 griffins, their mounts, then hags. Oh, just one hag. Oh no, I thought we would have more. Level 3 solo. Okay. You do get some treasures, some components, some project sources for hags. Interesting. You do get like more information. Hobgoblins. Yeah. These are mostly level 4. Yeah, so you do get, and a few higher level. You do get like a nice, a lot of nice options at the beginning of the game, and then I think they thin out a little bit. The Bloodlord and the Slaughter Demon. Yeah, I remember the Slaughter Demon. Use that as well. Humans, yes, humans, villains and heroes. Humans often set their eyes on immortality. Yeah, and these are level 1, level 2. Yeah, very, very standard stuff. Like you get the trick shot, you do get supernatural insight, right? They ignore concealment if it's granted by supernatural because they can see through supernatural stuff. Yep. Thanks, Fern. See you next time. Yeah, Mr. Fizzer, could you do a comparison of a stat block from each echelon? Yeah, once you're done, I think I can do a comparison. Kingfisher Worm. Yeah, I think I'm gonna choose a solo for each echelon, and then we can talk about it. Kingfisher Worm, Kobolds, Shield. I think these were designed by Spencer, by Pesto. Yeah. Love this art. Lightbender, Lizard Folk. Yeah, also from Flea Mortals. Manticore. Yeah, let's go. Oh, this art is new. Jeez, this art is new. What the hell? This is good. Oh my god. Yeah, level 5 solo. Wow. Holy cow. Damn. This is awesome. This is awesome. Minotaur. Bully. Ogres. Oh, this is new, I think. Ogres. Ogre layers. Oh, Cyclops. A level 10 minion? Oh my god. Olithek, which are like aberrations. Level 6 solo. Then orcs. Yeah. Ran a lot of Fleet Mortal orcs. The Raiden Whites. The Raiden Whites are the best. They're the best. Oh my god. The Raiden Whites are the best. Jesus, look at this art. The maestro. Just incredible. Just incredible. Yeah, there's small rats. All this art is new, I think. Look at this tiny guy, just with a flute. It's a Raiden White Piper. Oh, look at this. He thinks he's so important. He thinks he's so important. Or she. He or she. Watch. I forget the name of the guy, but do watch the guy from Taskmaster. Yeah, no, this is so cool. Yeah, this is the Maestro, I think. And then we get rivals. We do get rivals, which are of every echelon. You do get one for each class, I think. Not every class, but most of the classes. And Malice, right? And you can give them ancestries. Like you give them like a prehensile tail, or wings, or fortitude. It's super interesting. Interesting. Yeah, and you do get a lot of options here for every echelon. I think we could compare the echelons of like get one type of enemy and compare the echelons. Shambling mounts, of course, you need some shambling mounts. Time raiders, these are like they're Githyanki, but four-armed and with crystal eyes. Crazy. Get the Vertex and the Tyrannus. Oh, this is new. Very fucking cool. Trolls. You need some trolls. A bunch of trolls. And then undead. You do get like 1,000 undead. 1,000 undead. For first echelon, we're talking ghouls, skeletons, specters, soul white, zombies, ghosts. Yeah, your standard stuff. Then you get like a ghoul craver, right? A mummy, a flesh mournling, a giant zombie, vampire spawn. Ooh, a vampire spawn. Mummy lord. Undead, third echelon. So like a faded echo spirit. You're getting like a haunt. I remember this. I can't pronounce it. Waxen. This is this creature. Vampire lord. And then fourth echelon, skeleton knight, bone cage, light keg. And then, of course, Count Rodar von Glauer. Make him hotter. Yeah, I used the haunt as well. It's really good. It's a solo level 10? I didn't know Rodar von Glauer's level 10. Oh. Wow. Fires of Dracul. Rodar teleports to an unoccupied space. Wow. Wow. Interesting. Lich. Of course, you need a Lich. Another 10th level solo. Yeah, you need a Lich. Veilok, these are their automaton, right? You do get, they were created by the dwarves. They're very powerful. Voiceless talkers, they're Get the name. Mind flares. Yeah. And you do get Lord Sewell. I ran Lord Sewell. It was a great fight. Great fight. Mind Shatter. I remember Lord Sewell had this ability that drained like, did it drain like proficiency bonus or something? It was insane. You see only me. Yeah. Crazy. Oh, and these are the War Dogs. Ajax versus Rodar. I think Ajax. I think Ajax wins. I think Ajax has the upper jade hand. War Dogs, if you don't know War Dogs, these are like their original like creatures for every level, right? You do get also 1,000 of them. They're basically undead, but they're like undead Nazis. Basically, their visual design is very inspired by Prussian military design as well, I think. And they're like undead, but they are not like skeletons and whites. They are assembled from the body parts of other people. They have no soul, they have no intention, they just obey Ajax. So this is really good if you want a game that doesn't have the moral ambiguity that some people like. And yeah, you do have a lot of information about War Dogs. And they are like, unlike regular undead, they can have like flamethrowers, forearms, right? Chains, and they have this loyalty color, which is their most defining feature. When they get to 0 stamina, the color explodes and it damages every adjacent creature. Like the Eviscerate, posthumous promotion. If the target has a loyalty color, they're reduced to 0 stamina. So they kind of detonate their own colors, right? And if this would be more advantageous than just staying there in the fight. And you can, the interesting part is, unlike most regular undead, right? Every single war dog can talk, right? And they can have a personality, even though it doesn't have a soul, right? It doesn't have like it just obeys, but it does have like voice and name and personality. So you can have interesting villains that at the same time are not like, don't make you think about what if you're the bad guy for killing this creature. Yeah, other named villains. Yeah, I for instance, I know the goblin boss was Queen Bargnot, but did she have her name in there? Right? Because the Lich used to have a name in Flea Mortals and it doesn't anymore. This is the Arachnite. It's like a spider with a fucking sniper. What? Yeah. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of cool art, a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, just dropping bombs. Yeah, the war dogs are a little too modern for me in their design, but I could reflavor them to be just like mindless soldiers, right? You could just like just say they're humans, right? Just say they're humans and they're using magic or something, and they can't think, right? They're being like mind controlled. This is something I could do, because this uniform is very Napoleonic for me. I think I agree with the person upstream who said they're very Napoleonic. Yeah, it's a little too modern for my fantasy style, but I do like the idea. Yeah. Level 10 elite defender. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Vesper, Psych. Yeah. Yeah, look at her. Strategos Alcaba, level 10 leader. Werewolf? Yep, you do need some werewolves. Level 1 solo. It's very good. Wyverns, small dragons. Zoronox, the Tyract, obviously must be here. It's the cover of the book. It's their Overmind. It's their Beholder. Oh, and you do get the eyes, the individual eyes. All eyes rise. Recreates any destroyed eye stalks, and you do get like one eye. This is very good. This is very good. And then dynamic terrain. Yeah, we're over with the monsters. Dynamic terrain. This is really interesting. I like this. This is like you do get different types of terrain that can like hinder battles, or that you can use as traps and stuff. So you do get like environmental hazard like brambles, right? And it's a level 1 defender, and each square of brambles must be individually destroyed, right? It's 3 stamina per square. The trigger: a creature enters the bramble and it takes 1 damage per square of bramble they enter, and you can even upgrade it with poisonous thorns. So this is how it usually works. Corrosive pool, frozen pond, lava, quicksand, toxic plants, and then field works, right? So archer stakes, stuff like fortifications, stuff that people can build. Bear trap, flammable oil. This is really flavorful stuff that you can add in the middle of a combat, or even like outside of combat. Hidey hole, Pavis shield, don't know how to say this. Snare trap, spike trap, right? And these are not just, it does damage. The creature triggers the trap and is affected, right? It does slowed until end of turn, right? Mechanisms: column of blades, dart trap. Yeah. Let me change this. Page navigation, page display, enable scroll. Pillar, portcullis, pressure plate, pulley. So this would be perfect for a dungeon, right? Ram, switches. It does give you like an agility test to deactivate the switch. The linked mechanism is activated, right? The switch is hidden. The switch can be hidden. Power fixtures: psionic shard, holy idol, tree of might. It does give like area effects. Once per round, any creature adjacent to the tree of might can take a fruit and eat it. The creature gains 10 temporary stamina and has their might score increased by 1 until the end of the encounter. Siege engines: arrow launcher, boiling oil cauldron, catapult. This is really interesting. I really like this. That like traps are an integral part of the monsters book. Supernatural objects: the black obelisk, chrono hypercube, throne of On. Yeah, really interesting. And then of course retainers, right? And they're you do have the rules for advancement, what happens at every level, and each retainer can get once they reach certain levels, they can either choose their ability from their role, right? So if you have an ambusher, you do get like 3 options, or I think, if I'm not mistaken, you do get like species traits, which they can choose instead. So the Angulato Hopper can choose Harrier abilities or their own like species abilities, right? Bugbear, Devil. Oh, and I think this is Judge, right? From the chain. The Nameless. Who the fuck is the Nameless? Oh, it's a Draconian. Oh, it's a nameless Draconian. Interesting. Dwarf. High Elf. Weatherwise. Okay, cool. Shadow Elf Shade. Look at the shadow on the side of their faces. Arrow Swift. Gnasher, Noel Gnasher. Goblin Guide. This is lovely. And Hobgoblin Flameslinger. Human warrior. Oh, this art. This art. Kobold Shieldbreaker. Minotaur Gore. Orc Charger. Raiden White Sidekick. Time Raider Mind Healer. Troll Mercenary. Unquiet Spirit. Oh, God. Vampire Rebel. Undead Servitor. And we're done. Okay, folks. This was really interesting. Let's just take a quick look at like a few like a couple of stat blocks, because I want to like just see what we can do if we can compare. I'm gonna go to the War Dogs and just get like a simple stat block for each tier, just to get an idea of what we're talking about, and then we can all go home. So yeah, let me take a look. I'm just gonna take a look at the first one, I think. If it's not a minion, let's just skip the minions. War Dog Amalgamite. So yeah, it's a 25 stamina, a free strike of 3. You can grab with their several arms. Can have up to 4 creatures grabbed, and deals 3 damage to each grabbed creature if they spend 3 malice, posthumous promotion, and loyalty color. So very straightforward. As usual, there's always an effect, right? There's always something more interesting. Elliot asks, yeah, do you have a go-to retainer? I did on the last campaign in the Night Below. I gave my friends a orc retainer, a complete like religious fanatic, because the druid from the party had like an artifact where they could talk in the mind, right, of a creature. So she transformed into a spider, like very unassuming, and then started talking in the mind of the war dog of the orc, and said, "Oh, I'm your god, and these other orcs are not good for you, and you need to serve me." And I remember like getting this happened completely, like I didn't know this was gonna happen. So I removed the stat block of the orc and put in the retainer, and the orc started instantly just ripping everybody's heads off, and they fell in love with the retainer. It was really good. It was really good. Yeah, thank you, Tic Tac. See you next time. Let's go to tier 2. Let's skip the minions again. So War Dog Arachnite, Long Arms Shrike Gun. They do have immunity, they do have climb, much more stamina. They attack at a distance. This is a ranged attack. This ability ignores cover or concealment. They can choose the damage type, and can use an ability as if they were with malice, right? A space of an ally within distance. They have web, makes difficult terrain, and some special features. So 8-eyed sight. They can automatically know the location of each hidden creatures within 10 squares. And when it's reduced to 0 stamina, their collar explodes, dealing 2d6 damage. So it's a stronger creature. So really interesting. So this would be a tier 2 War Dog. Let's move on to a tier 3 War Dog. Arrow Sight. So it's this one on the left. So much more stamina. 50, can fly. This is really, really important. We're already talking 2d10 plus 4 at level 8 for the power rolls. Vertical sliding and enemy force moved can be grabbed instead. Acid damage and slowed. The area is difficult terrain with the caustic bomb. So imagine this creature flying and just dropping caustic bombs, right? Jet wing agility, moves 5 or more squares. Strikes made against them take a bane And again, the loyalty collar and dealing 3d6. Interesting. So I can see that the complexity rose from tier 1 to tier 2, at least in this specific case. But then I don't think the complexity raised a lot to tier 3, but we're talking about like a flying creature, right? Which is a much bigger ask for most parties, I think. You do have to start thinking about like positioning and ranged abilities and everything. Yeah. And for Echelon 4. Brute. Oh yeah, I skipped this one. Okay, we do get, oh, but it's an elite. Let's oh, it's also an elite. Do we have something that's not an elite? Okay, let's just do the elite. It's fine. Yeah, the complexity rose a lot right now, but I think it's because we're talking about an elite creature. We're talking about a lot of damage, 260 stamina in this case. Because of the elite, we're talking +5 for the power roll. Pushing 2 allies within 10 each shift up to their speed. They can take the defend action or make a free strike. Summon the Onyx Tower for 5 malice. A 10 square tall tower made of black stone shimmers into being. Wow. 3 floors, an entrance, and everything. Any war dog inside or adjacent has damage immunity 2 and regains 5 stamina. Holy crap. Only once per encounter, and you can see the tower back there. Shield Warden. You can taunt. Okay, you can taunt a lot of people. Any enemy ability that includes him as the target takes a bane. Wow, so you taunt and you give a bane. Okay. And timely intervention. Enemy within 10 squares target an ally with an ability. Teleports adjacent to the enemy and becomes the new target of the ability. So like if an enemy is healing, like a hero's healing, they can teleport and heal. They can make a free strike, and if that enemy has reason less than 4, they are taunted. Wow, this is really powerful. Really powerful. Each ally has cover and damage immunity 2. Hold the line and last stand. The first strike in an encounter is reduced to 0 stamina. He instead has 1 stamina and gains damage immunity 10. When it's reduced to 0 stamina again, each ally within 5 squares gains damage immunity 3 and deals an extra 5 damage on strike. Wow, okay. This is a lot. This is a lot. Yeah, I don't think it's like too much. I think I could run this. Right? I think I could run this. Like, level 10? This would be very manageable. Like, half a page? Like, 3-4 abilities? And 2 passives? I can work with this. I can work with this. It doesn't sound like too bad. It doesn't sound too bad at all. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, leaders and souls feel about as complex as this dude. Seems like tier 4 is a huge step up. Interesting. Interesting. But yeah, I mean, thank you so much, guys. I'm just gonna leave the little kobold on the screen. Thank you so much, guys. Before you leave, just for the people who are here till the end, I do have a link to the Dice Society's Discord channel in the description. You can join, and I sometimes post stuff I'm working on. I do have a Patreon, so I also post the Patreon stuff over there, adventures and that kind of stuff. And we also chat about Draw Steel. Draw Steel is going to come out next week, and I already have 2 videos recorded and ready to post. If you want to be notified, I suggest you join the Discord, and we might chat about the videos, about the process, and I'm going to ask for suggestions for next videos, what people want to hear, if they like the video, so you can give me feedback straight to the creator, right? So yeah, thank you so much for joining the Dice Society today. Thank you for looking at the monster manual with me. It was really cool. Thank you to everyone who chatted. It was so much fun. So yeah, do subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed, because I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. I really want to get to 1,000 before next week. I'm almost there. And join the Discord, because there's where all the Dice Society hangs out. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna stop streaming. Thank you so much. Thank you, Matthias. Thank you everybody who went in chat, who watched.